What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's filthiest pitches of the day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. Join Ninja Nation. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with David Peterson, who had 7 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. He did give up 3 runs, but had this wicked slider, changeup, and fastball. Edward Cabrera had 4 strikeouts at 5 2/3 innings and had these dirty sliders and curveballs. His ERA this season, 2.63. Lucas Giolito had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings and had these wicked sliders and changeup. Austin Pruitt didn't have a lot of strikeouts. He only had 2, but he did throw 5 no-hit innings and had this curveball. Thor had this hammer throw and slider. Charlie F. and Morton had 5 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings and had these nasty curveballs. Robbie Ray had 6 strikeouts in 5 innings and had this dirty slider. Roansy Contreras had this slider. Miles McCullers had 8 strikeouts in 5 innings, had this pretty curveball and painted sinker. Ross Stripling had this dirty changeup and had 4 Ks in 6 innings. Cal Quantrill had 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, had this cutter, 2-seamer, and changeup. Austin Voth had 5 Ks in 4 innings and had these wicked curveballs. A couple of these were over 3,000 RPMs. Dustin May only had 3 strikeouts in 5 innings, but he did have his cutter working, and here's a fastball and cutter overlay, and you can see how that cutter cuts at the last second away from that fastball. And he had this frisbee breaking ball with 3,443 RPMs. I'm pretty sure that is the second most RPMs on a breaking ball by any starting pitcher this season. He was up against Mike Clevenger, who had 4 strikeouts in 5 innings thanks to these sliders. Brayan Bello was electric with 7 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings, giving up only 3 hits. His changeup was outstanding, a little Pedro-like. Check out how filthy these things are. He also showcased a sharp slider. And I freaking love his reaction after this disgusting sinker he threw and is fired up. You can see Baio gain confidence throughout this outing. Here's his changeup overlaid with his fastball, and you can see why that would be trouble for a hitter. And then here's how his sinker and slider work together. You can see how they start out going down the middle and they veer off in different directions. I'm excited to watch him continue to develop. Lance McCullers had these vicious knuckle curves, including this one that was absolutely painted. But to me, McCullers' slider and changeup stole the show. Check out this bowel-locking slider right here. This thing broke 18 inches back to the plate. So you think you're going to wear it, and it ends up a strike. He also had this disgusting changeup to Shohei Ohtani. Look at Ohtani's reaction on this. He's either totally shook or filing it away in his memory banks to throw it in his next outing. Drew Rasmussen had 10 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up no runs, and had these cutters and sliders. Rasmussen's been on fire and is a defending pitcher of the month, winning pitcher of the month in August. His ERA on the season is now 2.57. Drew Smyly had these dirty knuckle curves and had 8 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up only 1 hit. He was up against Carlos Rodon, who was totally dominating with his fastballs and sliders. Rodon had 11 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings, and I love his total disdain for hitters. I asked him what made his fastball so dominating, and this is what he told me.
Because I just don't give a shit. I throw angry fastballs, and I just throw them and see if they can hit them.
My filthiest starter yesterday is probably Nick Lodolo. Lodolo had 11 strikeouts in 8 innings and dominated with his elevated fastball and his wicked breaking ball. He gets more swings and misses on breaking balls that end up behind a hitter than almost anybody I've ever seen. It's a combination of that sweeping breaking ball and his arm slot. Here's an overlay of his breaking ball with his fastball, and you can see how much that thing breaks and why you might swing at a pitch that ends up behind you. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Yoel Payans had this fastball sword. Jordan Romano had these wicked sliders. Cue the trumpets. Edwin Diaz had this 91-mile-an-hour wipeout slider. Dylan Tate had this sick slider. Liam Hendricks had this fierce slider. Emmanuel Clase had this 93-mile-an-hour slider and these flaming cutters. And my filthiest pitch from a reliever yesterday was this 95-mile-an-hour cutter from Jose El Diablo Alvarado. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. I simply have no idea what's going on in the Mets booth here.
I'm up here on my fanny. I don't have to drive in a run in the ninth inning with a tight ball game.
Still have to toss the salad. Full count to Naquin, 3-2.
That comes naturally.
It must be a New York thing, because David Cohn said this about Jamie Moyer
exactly
a couple
Jamie
years
Moyer
ago.
out there tossing salad. You know, he's quicker than you think.
We're either going to have to work on our phrasing or clean our mouths out with soap. What is up, Ninja Nation? My picks of the day today are a 3-leg parlay. I'm going to go with Tristan McKenzie for 6 Ks or more, the big man Lance Lynn for 7 Ks or more, and Shohei Ohtani for 8 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?